Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Working on this 1996 GTI project. Yep, another one. This is one of my favorite skis to work on and to restore. I picked up this one, which will probably be my fifth or sixth one of these, probably more, I don't know, at least the sixth one to do. Picked up this one pretty cheap from my buddy Ben down in the Minnetonka Mound area. I get a lot of my skis from him, as I mentioned before. He bought this one, basically bought it for the trailer. Didn't want the ski, so I picked up the ski from him pretty cheap. He tested the compression. Compression was good. Of course, he didn't have a key. I'll get to that in a minute. He didn't have a key, and the start button here was shot and missing, so he had to bypass across the solenoid in order to get it cranked up to do a compression test. Compression was good. So it told me it was a good compression engine, so it should be a good runner. So I picked it up from him pretty cheap, and today I began digging into it. I'd already washed it out a little bit because I don't like working on dirty machines. We rigged up a 96 XP starter start button. That just plugs right in, works just well. This doesn't work in the housing up there. It's a different housing. So we rigged that up. We were able to get power and get everything, the gauges. But of course, since he didn't have a key, I had to pull out my old Seadoo and program a new key for it. To make things worse, the desk post was shot. Now on these 96 GTIs, the desk key is wired straight into the to the gray box, into the MPEM. So there is no quick disconnect out here to just plug in a new one. On the 96 XPs and newers, there's actually a disconnect, so you don't have to go into the gray box. The desk keys for those, the plugins are a little different. So I had to make a 96 desk post work for this. I'll show you that in a second. Rigged up a 96 XP desk post right here, direct to the gray box. The connections are a little different, so I kind of taped it together to hold it. And since that is shot, we just rigged up a 96 XP start button. Had to spray starting fluid into a few times to get it started. Going to disconnect the pump later, but for now we're gonna get some antifreeze ran through it real quick. We got it fired up on some starting fluid, got it to stay running a little bit. It does have the wrong plugs in it. It's got some BR9YA plugs in it, but we were able to get it running long enough to run some antifreeze, RV marine antifreeze through it and fog it for the winter. We're not gonna be able to do much more of this until spring, but I wanted to fog it and get some antifreeze through the engine so we at least save the engine for winter so it doesn't freeze. So I did that, got it running. It was really smoky. We don't want to run it too long because it still has the gray gas lines, which can clog up, and it has the original oil lines and filter, and we don't want to run it lean. So we don't want to run it too long, so we run it very short period of time, just enough to get some antifreeze through the system. And found out a few things on it. And I started taking the pump off. The reverse lever seems stuck, so it probably has some bindage in the linkage. So I'll have to dig into that later. We're missing the shock for the hood and a few other things. We don't have a storage bin for it. I've got a spare one of those from a GTS parted out. But let's give you a little walk around and show you what I've done. So here's our kill switch. As you can see, it's got a convenient plug-in right here. The desk one doesn't have that on these. It goes straight into the box. And our connectors are a little different, so I just rigged this up with some electrical tape to get them to hold, just so I can program a key and get it tested. So now we are good with that. We have power to everything, and she will turn over. I don't have the stuff, but we got a busted gauge here. We've got to fix this choke cable disconnected. But like I said, we were able to get it new key and an old key I had laying around. Able to get that programmed for it, so we've got 2 keys ready to go for it. As you see, we've got the wrong spark plugs. Yeah, see if you can see the number there, but we disconnected our drive shaft, our carbon seal there. I disconnected my piston, had to blow through that. It was blocked out. It was blocked, so I got that cleaned out. So we got antifreeze coming through there. We got our pump off. And here is the kicker, guys. You're gonna like this. You can see we got the pump off. They used red sealant. And remember he said he couldn't find the key to it. And there was no key. Well, there is the lanyard. What's left of it. I got a piece over there on the ground when I had started running. Who knows if it had the post still on it somewhere, but the actual key itself is probably gone. I don't know if I'll find it, if it's shot out somewhere or where, but who knows. But we got our nozzle off, so we can get this pump rebuilt over the winter. As you can see, we've got some gouges. We got some wear here. It's not too bad. We can probably clean that up a little bit. But we got some gouges in that wear ring. So we'll cut out that wear ring, clean up that impeller, probably replace that cone and get fresh oil in it. And get that ready. And we'll clean all of this up as best we can as well. Get all this red stuff off. But yep, there's the original lanyard. I bet that was the previous owner's, or one of the guys' key right there. Oh. So this one's got some bumper damage here. We've already removed our mats. We got some scratches, a little gouge there, nothing big. The big one is the hood. We got a big gash in the hood. But we'll clean up off all these decals. See if we can do to wet sand this stuff off, or smooth it, make it look better. Those deep scratches there. We'll get it. We'll get this replaced. We got a plane flying over. It's a seaplane. So be another GTI to add to the list to get. This will be a quick one. We're not going to pull the engine on this, but we might pull the exhaust, replace these, fix this maybe. And we've got the famous, someone looks like they epoxied the Welch plug, so that was leaking. So we'll probably replace that while we're at it. And then of course we will rebuild the carbs, replace all this gray gas lines and all those original oil injection lines. As you can see here, this one seems pretty tight. We'll get a new desk post and switch ordered from OSD Marine. See if we can find a good gauge. Let's see. Take this key off. Okay, so now we beeped. Looks like our gas gauge is working at least. I mean, the gauge works. It just cracked and busted. But our gauge, looks like our gas baffle, our float works. But we'll probably pull that out and check to see what type of float it has in there anyway. But she does turn over. We've got fogging oil in it. So, had the whole garage smoking earlier. So hope you guys have enjoyed this quick video on this startup on this 96 GTI and that weird find of the desk key tether in the impeller shaft. on the drive shaft. I've never seen that before. I've seen ropes and fishing line and a bunch of other stuff, but never seen the desk tether key stuck in there. So follow this build. This will be one of my next builds. We'll start in the spring. I'll probably get the carbs rebuilt over the winter. Probably won't do a video on that. I've got enough carb videos on the channel. But I plan on pulling them out soon before this goes into storage. So I'll have those so I can rebuild them in the winter. So stay tuned for more. Please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Hope you guys like this this channel and all these restorations and fixer-uppers of these skis. So have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks.